Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A Seattle man arrested a year ago with a collection of stolen catalytic converters was sentenced yesterday to 16 months in prison. The Chelan County PUD has hired a Tri-Cities man to replace current Chief Financial and Risk Officer Kelly Boyd. Gray, foggy weather will stick with us for the next several days. Our complete forecast coming up in weather. Narcan, the life-saving overdose treatment, is now being placed in individual cells within the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. Jail Director Chris Sharp said after a recent overdose that sent an inmate into hospital care for 5 days, the decision was made to place 4 doses of Narcan in each cell so detainees can reach it in event of an emergency. Sharp told Chelan County commissioners today that available Narcan poses no risk to inmates and may help avert overdose catastrophes for those in custody.
There's nothing they can gain by messing with it. It doesn't get them high. And we have it outside the cell as well. And I believe about 50% of our staff are carrying it in their cargo pockets while they're on shift too. We have it at the ready.
A Seattle man arrested a year ago with a collection of stolen catalytic converters was sentenced yesterday to 16 months in prison. 40-year-old Dylan Edward Bateman pleaded guilty in Douglas County Superior Court to counts of second-degree theft, possession of stolen property, eluding police, and related crimes. East Wenatchee police arrested Bateman last December, and a search of his truck found 6 catalytic converters that had been reported stolen from vehicles in the area. The plea allowed him to avoid trial on a more serious charge of first-degree theft. A man who's been jailed since 2021 on charges of drug distribution has pleaded guilty to his part in the crime. 25-year-old Adolfo Israel Torres entered pleas Monday to counts of delivering methamphetamine, cocaine, and other drugs 2 years after his arrest by the Columbia River Drug Task Force. He's also pleaded guilty to unlawful firearm possession and witness intimidation. The task force says Torres was carrying a handgun and a large supply of drugs when he was arrested in October of 2021. While in jail, Torres was accused of using the jail's video chat system to carry out explicit chats with an underage girl, but that charge was dropped as part of his plea agreement. Judge Travis Brandt sentenced Torres to 45 months in prison on a program that provides addiction treatment while in custody. The Eastmont School Board elected Megan Vibert, a board president, at last night's site visit to Kenroy Elementary School. Jason Hines will take over the role of vice president, and recently re-elected board member Whitney Smith will serve as legislative representative. The board said goodbye to longtime board member Sidney Wright, who first was appointed in 2007. Also outgoing was Steve Piccirillo, who rejoined the board in 2022 after filling the vacant position left behind by Joy Daw. Newcomers Lauren Mai and Jacob Burkhart will join the board in the new year. When we come back, a new program at Wenatchee School District hopes to promote literacy and encourage family reading. And we continue our discussion with State Senator Brad Hawkins about the upcoming legislative session. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
This is the time of year we celebrate family, traditions, and great food. At Abby's, our legendary pizzas are so giant that they feed up to 6 happy family members. When you need a break from cooking, think Abby's. Our place or your place. Our family is here for your family. What makes Abby's triple topper so great?
Pepperoni, Canadian bacon, ground beef.
With these premium toppings piled to the edge, it's a whole lot of pizza on sale for a very special price. And when you give the gift of Abby's, we'll give you a present too.
The holiday season is here, and life is hectic. Let Merry Maids help simplify yours. You expect a lot, and Merry Maids delivers more. They'll make your home or business sparkle for holiday parties, special events, and family gatherings. They'll customize the cleaning to fit your needs and your budget. Merry Maids are cleaning experts. They're licensed, bonded, and insured. Best of all, your satisfaction is always guaranteed. Visit online, merrymaids.com, and call for a free estimate. Then you can relax. It's done.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
The Chelan County PUD has hired Dan Lagarde to replace current Chief Financial and Risk Officer Kelly Boyd. Lagarde hails originally from the Tri-Cities area and earned his accounting degree from Western Washington University. The PUD says they're confident Lagarde will be able to expand on the great work Boyd will leave behind. Boyd has served at Chelan PUD for 30 years and acted as CFO for 13 years, having helped the PUD establish a strong financial position. She will retire from her position on January 12th. A new program hopes to promote literacy and encourage family reading. The Wenatchee School District's after-school program has launched the Primetime Family Reading Program, which is funded by a grant from Humanities Washington. Primetime Family Reading is conducted in 6 90-minute sessions held in the evenings where between 15 and 25 families share a meal and read together. There is a storyteller and discussion leader, and then the group talks about the big ideas and weekly themes like compassion and empathy in the hope of building a foundation for lifelong reading skills. The district already kicked off the first 6 week of sessions at Lincoln and Mission View Elementary Schools, and next month we'll begin another session at Columbia, Lewis and Clark, and Newberry schools. Almost no one was happy after Washington's Redistricting Commission redrew the maps that govern representation in Olympia. 12th District State Senator Brad Hawkins was nearly drawn out of his own district, which gave up most of Douglas and Okanagan counties and expanded to include parts of King and Snohomish. In a visit to NCWLIFE Studios last week, Hawkins said he was disappointed by the process, but ready to represent all his new constituents when the legislature starts up again on January 8th.
I think it went terribly bad. I don't think there was a lot of transparency. The bipartisan redistricting commission had laid out like certain draft maps and proposals, and I looked at all of those, and a lot of the communities in Chelan and Douglas counties, a lot of the entities provided comments and kind of did everything that the redistricting commission asked for. And then they ended up in the final hour, literally, coming up with something completely different. And it really, the most disappointing part of the statewide redistricting to me was how it split up what I would consider communities of interest, Chelan and Douglas counties, and in particular how it kind of carved into the Wenatchee Valley area, where the city of East Wenatchee and Chelan County are in the 12th, but the rest of East Wenatchee sort of in the county, but with an East Wenatchee address, and beyond in Douglas County are...
Most of Douglas is now in the 7th district, yeah.
And when you think about it, we have the Chelan-Douglas Land Trust, the Chelan-Douglas Health District, the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority, and the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce, and all of these entities that have sort of designed themselves around the Wenatchee Valley as one community. And so that really disappointed me.
Coming up next, in 2009, a 14-year-old girl named Jennifer Curtin nearly died when she was struck by a vehicle trying to make it across a busy East Wenatchee street. We'll tell you about the life she's built since then in tonight's feature story. Fog and low clouds will stick around through the weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Get your favorite beverage and a wide variety of food choices all under one big roof at the Tap Room in Pybus. The Tap Room has the most popular choices for lunch and dinner in the Valley. With unique appetizers, salads, sandwiches, and tasty rice bowls, everybody will find a new favorite dish. Plus many craft beers from Hellbent Brewing, or you can choose wine, cider, or a delightful craft cocktail. Experience the family-friendly Tap Room at Pybus for yourself. It's just what you've been looking for.
Castle Rock International is the Northwest's premier real estate agency for large acreage properties, farms and ranch land, lodging and resorts, waterfront properties, and commercial real estate. Professional, knowledgeable, and discreet, award-winning Castle Rock International has the listings and the highly qualified buyers you have been looking for. Contact John McNamara at Castle Rock International today, or visit their website for more information about this outstanding local company.
Today, when you cross Grant Road at North Georgia Avenue, there's a painted and lighted crosswalk to guide you. But that wasn't always the case. In 2009, a 14-year-old girl named Jennifer Curtin nearly died when she was struck by a vehicle trying to make it across the busy street when the crossing was unpainted and poorly lit. Jennifer survived with significant injuries, and her family sued the city of East Wenatchee for failing to properly establish a crossing in an area frequently used by pedestrians. Jennifer is now the owner of Inspirations Art Studio and Café in Wenatchee. In tonight's feature story, her lawsuit settled earlier this year. We caught up with her to learn more about the accident and the life she's built since then.
December 9th, I was with my best friend and we were planning on going to a youth group event. I don't remember where it was at, but we spent the day at the Eastmont Park next to the fourplex in East Wenatchee between like the high school and Grant Road. And we kind of spent the whole night after school there waiting for the youth group thing to start. And long story short, I ended up getting hit by a car on Grant Road. There actually was not a painted crosswalk on the street at that time, but it was kind of the crossway, people would say, like an unmarked crosswalk. Everybody would cross there because of all the schools and the fourplex being there and all the grocery stores and coffee stands and everything that was just really central located near there. And it was a corner. So there was actually a worn down path in the dirt between like the fourplex and the sidewalk where everyone would cross.
What were the impacts for you personally after the accident?
How much time do you have? It's definitely hard to put into words. Physically, with my traumatic brain injury and brain surgery, that alone was a lot to process and learn from, and new ways of thinking and feeling, and my emotions, highs and lows, and short-term memory, and oh my gosh, so many things with that. Physical, daily headaches, back pain, neck pain, knee pain, foot pain, literally so many things. And then just processing it. I mean, I didn't really understand what had happened until probably like a year after. I love living here. I definitely plan on growing a family here and staying here, hopefully for the rest of my life. So it was difficult to, basically half my life, I've been in a lawsuit against a city that I love. So it's been kind of complicated, but ultimately the whole time I was planning, or not planning, but hoping that what was going on was just going to make things better for the whole community.
It was progressing more towards going to trial. And of course, the attorneys usually often work out settlements and try to avoid going to court. That's costly for everyone and not always a guarantee for either side, right? So they did negotiate a settlement and didn't have to go that far. It was an unfortunate situation, and I'm grateful that Jennifer came out okay in the end. I know it was a struggle when she was younger, and she seems to be thriving now and happy, and it was an unfortunate situation that happened. The city doesn't assume any liability on our part. There wasn't a crosswalk there at the time. And so I don't think that the decision was wrong for the attorneys to settle. I think that was probably the best scenario for both sides so that we could just keep moving forward.
I'm happy when I've seen, like when I've had to stop for people crossing, like it's really cool. I'm really happy that I'm still here to see all of the good that has been made there. I've personally crossed there, I think, twice. One night on my birthday, I went to eat at Bob's Burgers and Brews, and it's right there on that corner. And I had never used that crosswalk yet. And I was like, I'm just gonna go over there. So after dinner, I walked over there with my now husband, Duncan. And it was really overwhelming and emotional, but it's all positive.
Here at Inspirations, you have a special anniversary coming up. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I officially became the owner of Inspirations on December 15th, 2018. And it was pretty crazy of a day to become the business owner because it was also the day that I woke up from my coma. On the 15th, I'm doing a fundraiser for Seattle Children's. So 100% of the ticket sales for the event is going to be donated to Seattle Children's. Not only because I spent time there and I have a lot of personal love and thanks to them, but they just do so much good.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your Tuesday was a good one. Once again, it was a day filled with lots of those low clouds, even some foggy conditions around parts of our viewing area today. Boy, the snow is sure disappearing with all these temperatures above normal that we've been seeing the last few days. But a beautiful shot from our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera. And if you like this weather, you're going to love the rest of the week and into the weekend because we are going to stay just like that through this week into next weekend and maybe even beyond that. Cloudy with areas of fog. Our best chance for maybe some precipitation, I think, will be overnight Wednesday and into Thursday morning, and we are talking only a 20% chance. So what we're seeing now is what we're pretty much going to get over the next 6 or 7 days. 38 unofficially our high temperature today. 34 is where we should be for this time of year. 50 our record high, and that was set back in 1995. 33 this morning, 8 degrees above where we should be for an average low temperature is 25, and our record 6 degrees in a very chilly year of 1972. Sunrise 7:39 this morning, and the sun set this afternoon once again at 4:10. All right, let's get you into that forecast now. Here's our Wednesday temperatures. A lot like today, maybe just a little bit cooler tomorrow. 37s in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 36 for Quincy, and 34 in Wenatchee. So about 4 to 5 degrees cooler tomorrow, mainly because I think we're going to see a little more fog for Wednesday than what we had today. 34 in Entiat, 35 in Chelan, 33 in Leavenworth, and 30 the high temperature tomorrow for you folks up at Lake Wenatchee. All right, tonight high pressure still in control of our weather. Nice ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest, but it is letting some clouds through. We'll see areas of fog, cloudy skies tonight with low temperatures in the low 30s. For Wednesday, you can see the storm system beginning to push a little closer to the coast. We will see cloudy skies because of that, more of that fog, high temperatures tomorrow in the mid-30s. And boy, high pressure is so strong over southeastern Idaho. It's going to keep this storm system at bay, but we're still going to have those low clouds and fog as we get into Thursday. Just a little bit warmer, though. I think we might see some sun in the afternoon, upper 30s for high on Thursday. Friday's temperatures, look at all of the gray, and that is all fog up and down the west coast. High temperatures to end our work week into those mid-30s. For Saturday, patchy fog once again, area of low pressure beginning to move up from the southwest. Really won't affect us this in this forecast anyway. We'll see warmer temperatures Saturday again, highs in the upper 30s. So not a bad way to kick off our weekend. Just those low clouds and fog in the morning. For Sunday, once again, that gray, foggy conditions all over the West Coast. We'll see highs on Sunday dropping back a little bit into the mid-30s and then getting you into our next work week on Monday. This area of low pressure starts to make its way inland. That'll bring us some clouds, especially in western Washington on Monday. Not so much rainy weather during the day, but here we go in the evening hours. That is our 20% chance of evening rain on Monday, with high temperatures during the day right around 40 degrees. Here's your 7-day forecast now. 32 overnight tonight and just a foggy forecast Wednesday right through Friday. High temperatures generally in the mid to upper 30s through that period. A little bit more sunshine, I think, in the afternoon on Saturday. That will allow our temperatures to warm up to about 39 degrees. Back to the fog on Sunday and 36, and then maybe a chance for some rain on Monday. Mostly cloudy, a 20% chance of the wet stuff with highs then at 39 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
It's cold outside and time to make sure your loved ones are safe and secure at home during the cold months ahead. Aging and Adult Care has low-cost, in-home care options for seniors, adults with disabilities, and for caregivers assisting relatives or friends. Services like housekeeping, personal care, and home-delivered meals can make such a difference for you or someone you know. These services and more are available by calling Aging and Adult Care's offices at 1-800-572-4459.
Big plays were the obvious difference in Seattle's 28-16 loss to San Francisco Sunday. Seattle gave up a 72-yard run on the first play from scrimmage, and it seemed all downhill from there. Coach Pete Carroll says after review, it was frustrating to see his defense give up big yards on rather simple plays.
Obvious the big plays factored in. You know, there was 3 huge plays in the game for their offense, and they all led to scores, and you know, that's 21 to 28, you know, so and there were plays that we could have obviously really made much different on the defensive side. The big run to start the thing, offset the field and, you know, tilted the field. The third down long play, we have it defended, and then the play to George Kittle on a play action pass is not a difficult play for us to defend, but we gave it to him, and so those plays really factored into the outcome of the game. I think along with that, the fact that there's 23, you know, explosive plays in the game, and they got 12 and we got 11, it was a big play football game, and they had the better of it.
In Pete Carroll's 50-year coaching career, losing 4 or more games in a row is a rare thing. In fact, the current 4-game losing streak is only his 3rd as a head coach. He had streaks of 4 or more games with a loss as an assistant, the worst being 11 as the D coordinator with the Buffalo Bills back in 1984. Coach Carroll says the message is simple. Seattle has 4 games left to win.
We've got 4 games at the end of the schedule here that makes up this really the old-time fourth quarter of the season, and this is our shot. This is our shot to do something. And we had our opportunity this past weekend. We didn't get it done to get it started, but we got to start a roll here. And you know, coming up on Monday night against a great team, you know, here we go. And so we're gonna face it, and we got to do something about it to make something out of this year.
Seattle faces Philadelphia on Monday Night Football. That'll be at 5:15 next Monday on ESPN. Gonzaga Bulldogs bounced back from a tough loss Saturday in Seattle with a home win last night. Braden Huff came off the bench to spark the 10th-ranked Zags with 17 points to beat Mississippi Valley State 78-40.
Hickman transition 3. EK. Nemhard. Watson. The lob goes. Back clock. Stromer denied the post. 11-2, Gonzaga looking for more. Stromer, transition three. Bingo! Zags had 5 players in double digits on Saturday. Wow. And now he'll push it. Nemhard driving the baseline, left it for Ike. Yeah. Here's Stromer on the baseline, bounce. Nice catch by Huff. Here's Braden. Huff. Jump hook goes. Gonzaga wins it 78-40. They're now 8-2 on this season. Connecticut next.
Coach Mark Few says coming back after falling to Washington by 5 points Saturday was important for Gonzaga, maybe even more psychologically than physically.
Those are not fun days, the day after you lose one that you kind of let slip away a little bit. So, but I thought they came out, especially on the defensive end. That was a really good defensive effort. And, it's pretty rare unless you play Syracuse or something, you play 40 minutes against zone, so it just has a different rhythm to it, a different feel. And shots are coming in different areas. And we eventually figured that out and kind of solved it and got the ball to the right spots.
Graham Ike chipped in 13 for Gonzaga, who next plays number 5 UConn Friday at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. Well, the Seattle Kraken are trying to snap an 8-game losing streak on home ice tonight against the Florida Panthers. Current streak is the longest in the short 2-year history of the franchise. They'll drop the puck at 7 o'clock at Climate Pledge Arena. You can watch it on Root Sports Northwest. The Wenatchee Wild head for Portland tomorrow night in Western Hockey League play to face the Winterhawks. Wenatchee's coming off a 4-3 come-from-behind win over Spokane Saturday. Tomorrow's game at Veterans Memorial Coliseum will start at 7 o'clock. We'll hear more from Wild broadcaster Austin Drade and GM Bliss Littler coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, we recently featured the Wenatchee volleyball team here on the NCWLIFE channel following their state 4A championship. Now, Chelan County has recognized Wenatchee, Chelan, and Manson high schools for all winning state titles this season. Chelan County Commissioner Tiffany Gehring made the announcement earlier this morning.
Whereas the Manson Trojans volleyball team won its first state championship, the only state championship of any sport in Manson High School history, when it earned the title of 2023 2B State Volleyball Champions on November 9th, 2023. Whereas the Chelan Goats volleyball team for the 4th consecutive year was named the best in state in its division, earning most recently the title of 2023 1A State Volleyball Champions on November 11th, 2023. And whereas the Wenatchee Panthers volleyball team fought its way to a 2023 4A State Volleyball Championship title on November 18th, 2023, bringing home to Wenatchee High School its first state volleyball championship title in 40 years. And whereas at no time in Chelan County's known history have 3 separate high schools been named state champions in one sport, making Chelan County in 2023 the epicenter of state volleyball champions, winning 3 out of 6 division titles recognized by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. And now, therefore, the Chelan County Commissioners do hereby proclaim that Friday, December 15th, 2023, shall be recognized as Volleyball State Champions Day. This day is set aside to celebrate the Manson, Chelan, and Wenatchee volleyball programs and the young women who have brought much honor and pride to Chelan County.
Congratulations to the Panthers, Goats, and Trojans on incredible seasons. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
On Wednesday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, it's Wild Hockey Talk. Austin Drade, you know this guy. Bliss Littler, you really know this guy. The Wenatchee Wild are playing good, folks. They got Prince George Friday night and Everett on Sunday right here at the Town Toyota Center. Get your tickets and listen to these two guys talk shop with me on the next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call us at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.